So my mental capacity and what I got going on in my family, I feel like I'm at a point to where I can't continue to go down that road.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I would think that, Big Navy will want leadership like you guys. It instills something so different than the new military is instilling, and also it's needed. It's needed, because we've consistently heard, about all the changes. One big change I want to ask you about is the retirement plans. How does that work for sailors or just the military in general?
So the retirement plan changed in 2018 with the BRS, the blended retirement system. So basically, it's more like a pension or 401k base. So everyone can get something because I'm grandfathered in to the high 3 to where I can retire and I get paid for whatever my highest rank was that I was in for 3 years. And then I get paid right away. With the BRS, you get 2.5% a year. So you can, no matter how long you was in, you can get something, right? So you can do 5 years and still get some type of retirement. But you ain't gonna see that probably until you're like 65 or something like that.
Oh, so you have to wait until 65?
You have to wait. So you get, no matter how long you've been in, you can get something. You can do 2 years and get something. Everybody gets something, but you don't get it right away, right? Mine, as soon as I retire, I'll get my retirement check, and I ain't gotta wait for that. I'm not trying to wait till I'm in my late 60s to get paid.
Yeah, it's almost like a Social Security.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's almost like Social Security. That's interesting because now it just puts an effect on what you do outside of service, right? I mean, yourself, obviously, you have your direct plan getting out. What made you actually transition, I guess, to doing real estate? What was the motivation, or what was the desire to understand being an agent and the effects it can have on again your sailors or military personnel?
Checks, man. I'm just joking. No, I've always been a people person. I can pretty much get along with anybody, building relationships with people. The real estate portion, the fact that I can, you can work on your own. You work pretty much your own schedule. And then once I got with Derek, and Derek, I seen what he was doing, and I've always said, dang, I want to get my real estate license. But I never really looked into it. So once I started looking into it, I kind of liked it, And it's again, helping people, right? Helping people accomplish dreams. Like I help people in the military, now I'll be helping people on the civilian sector. And then I'm good with talking to people and leading people, so I feel like it was a match made in heaven for me.
No, true indeed.
And then them checks.
Yeah, San Diego price points in real estate is just a little bit different from the rest of the country, right? But obviously we want to address.
It ain't all about the money.
That's what they say. No. But obviously there's so many different things that come about. What do you think some of the basic challenges that most military families face when purchasing a home? Because again, you bought, sold, investments, and different things of that nature with yourself. What are some of the biggest challenges you've seen?
The biggest thing that military face when it comes to buying homes and real estate is the lack of information and knowledge. There's so many people in the military that think that it's so hard to buy a house, don't know anything about the VA loan. I was one of them. I bought my house at 38 years old. We ain't gonna tell anybody how old I am. But and all my friends would always tell me, hey man, you should buy a house. You out here buying them Jordans, you out here buying them Cadillacs, would you buy a house? BAH stands for buy a house, So, but I always thought it was so challenging. You always think you gotta have the perfect credit score, you gotta have all this money in the bank. And all it takes for you is to go to a VA seminar or have someone to introduce you to somebody that you trust, like for you, for an example. Right, I was hey man, when you gonna buy a house? You bought a house before me, and you always talking about how you looked up to me. I looked up to you. You bought a house before me. You always been really good with money, good with business savvy. I always go to you with my business questions and stuff like that. So you bought a house. Your realtor is actually my realtor, right? Yeah. So you put me on to your realtor, got to know him. I wasn't quite ready to buy right then because I had just got him off deployment. I said, I'm gonna rent for a year, and after that, I'm gonna buy me a house when this lease is up. And then a whole bunch of people was trying to get me to buy a house, sending me all these people. Even the guy I work with, on shore duty, he was a realtor. Hey, man, let me know you ready to buy. I said, nah, man. I told my guy that I'm going to go with him and his guy when I'm ready to buy, because I'm loyal to people that, that's loyal to me, in our relationship. The year come up, I called you, hey, man, I'm ready to go. I called you, said, I'm ready to go, ready to buy this house. He called Derek, came over, and we got the process going. But when I went to the process, when I started learning everything, like, yo, I should have 3 houses by now. So I really say the biggest thing, and I talk to this about my sailors all the time. I really don't try to sell them homes because I can't. But when I get out, so the biggest thing is lack of information. So they come with me with questions, and I give them all the game I can because I want them to be successful. Buying a house is all about knowledge. I tell them to go to a VA seminar. You ain't got to go buy a house, just go listen to the information, right? Even when I was instructing, I had you come and talk to them about the VA stuff because they don't know about that. Yeah. We're held from so much information that's crazy. Yeah. So the biggest thing for military families, I would say, is lack of information. And then being scared, right? We don't think we qualify. And we don't think we qualify because we don't have the information, right? So getting them the information. Everybody that went to a VA seminar or got some information or talked to a realtor, they're like, yo, I didn't know it was this easy. Yeah. So. Yeah.
And then a lot of times, I think also we talk about information, right? I think a lot of times it's a lot of negative information as well, like bad information. This false information travels so quickly. One thing could be said in a chief mess, and next thing you know, it's all around the entire ship, or even just casual conversations, scuttlebutt talk, and just next thing you know,
and the haters.
I
don't think you should buy a house right now. Just because you ain't ready to buy a house, I ain't ready to buy a house. Ooh. You see what I'm saying? You ever tell somebody that you're doing something and they always try to talk you out of it at the end of the day because they don't want to see you win?
Yeah.
So really watch out for that.
Well, make sure you reiterate that point right there. I want everyone to understand that your success is necessarily not deemed on someone else's thought process.
Absolutely.
Please go ahead and reiterate that right there for the people.
Same people that's telling you that they don't think you should do it is the ones that don't want you to do it, right? So, and I always tell people that when I'm selling them a home, like, this is your decision. This is your home. I understand that you're getting information and you're getting ideas from other folks, but at the end of the day, your name's going to be on that deed, and you're going to be making those mortgage payments. So you got to think about what you want to do. Right, it's good to get information from them, but at the end of the day, this is your decision. Yeah.
And I personally have seen again seeing Chief Hicks walk you through the process through and through from step A to step Z, not only explaining but actually fighting for your actual deal, because there's been many deals that's been put on the table, which again him and I discussing and say, hey, this person probably just isn't qualified, but I've seen them go over and beyond to be able to really garner some additional factors to make that person get into that home. And again, that person may have not been knowing what's going on in the background, but again, sometimes leaders are going to show up and leaders are going to lead, and that's what it is. It leading to you into your home or your desired property.
And that's why I went with the military, like I said, the real estate, because it reminds me kind of like the military, helping people, right? So just like when somebody make rank in the military, you see somebody make rank and how excited they is. Just imagine seeing how them people is when they buy their first home.
Wow.
When they didn't think they could buy a home. Like we say, we misinformation, right? Or lack of information. They don't think they can buy a home, and then you see them buy a home, how excited they get when they crying and they thanking you, and